All right, let's talk about Maha Shivaratri. You probably know it as the Great Night of Lord Shiva. But what if I told you there's another way to look at it? Today, we're diving into the ISKCON perspective, and it's pretty fascinating.
So here's the big question right off the bat. Is this festival really all about Lord Shiva? Or could it actually be about Lord Krishna? It's a bit of a twist, right? And that's exactly what we're going to unpack.
Okay, so before we get into the unique stuff, let's make sure we're all on the same page. For pretty much everyone, Maha Shivaratri is the night for Lord Shiva. It's a huge deal, a deeply spiritual time dedicated to him.
And you know the traditions, right? It's all about celebrating the marriage of Shiva and Parvati. People get really serious about it, fasting, sometimes even without a drop of water, which is called a Nirjal fast. They stay up all night, you hear the chanting Om Namah Shivaya everywhere, and their offerings of milk, ghee, and those special bilva leaves to the Shiva lingam. It's beautiful and full of devotion. But now, let's switch gears. For Vaishnavas, that's devotees of Lord Vishnu and Krishna, all those same practices are seen through a completely different lens. It's all about how they see Lord Shiva's place in the grand scheme of things.
And here's the core difference, right here. Most people think of Lord Shiva as one of the supreme gods, but in the Vaishnava tradition, they see him as something even more special. He's the #1 devotee of Lord Krishna.
This is really the heart of the ISKCON perspective. And it's super important to get this. It's not about making Lord Shiva less important. Not at all. It's actually about celebrating him for what they believe is his true identity, the greatest devotee of all. And this whole idea isn't just made up. It's anchored in a really famous quote from the scriptures. Vaishnavanam yatha sambhu.
So what does that even mean? Well, it's from a major text, the Srimad Bhagavatam, and it literally translates to, Lord Shiva is the greatest of the Vaishnavas. You see, for Krishna devotees, that's not just a nice phrase. It's everything. It defines who Shiva is and what his connection to Krishna is all about. To help us wrap our heads around this, the ancient texts give us this amazing analogy. It comes from the Brahma Samhita, and it compares the relationship between Krishna and Shiva to, get this, milk and yogurt.
Okay, so let's break this down. Think of Lord Krishna as pure milk, the original source of everything. Now, when the universe needs the power of destruction, Krishna kinda transforms himself. It's like adding a little something to the milk to change it. And the result? That's Lord Shiva. He's the yogurt. Here's the key part. Yogurt comes from milk, but it's not milk anymore, is it? It's something different, and you can't turn yogurt back into milk. It's a perfect way to show how Shiva is an expansion of Krishna, but he's also totally distinct with his own very important job.
So that's the theology. But you know what really makes these ideas click? The stories. Let's check out a couple of incredible stories that show just how deep Lord Shiva's devotion goes. First up, we've got the tale of a king named Chitrabhanu. And the amazing thing is, he could remember his past life when he was just a simple hunter. This story is all about how, on Shivaratri, you don't even have to know you're being devout for it to count. It's that powerful.
So imagine this hunter, stuck up in a bael tree all night. He couldn't go home. He's awake, hungry, and thirsty, so without even trying, he's keeping the all-night vigil. He gets bored and starts plucking leaves from the tree and dropping them. And guess what? They just happen to fall onto a Shiva lingam at the base of the tree. That's his offering. He starts to cry, worried about his family back home, and his tears fall down and bathe the lingam. He had absolutely no clue what he was doing, but later at the end of his life, he finds out he gained this immense spiritual credit for all these things he did by accident on that one night. Okay, this next story is my favorite. It really gets to the heart of what Lord Shiva desires most. The story goes that one day, deep in meditation, he hears the sound of Krishna's flute. And this sound fills him with this incredible, unstoppable urge to go join the Rasa Leela, that sacred dance in Vrindavan. But there's a catch. He gets to the entrance, and the goddess Yogamaya stops him. She tells him, sorry, no entry. The rule is crystal clear. The only male allowed in the Rasa Leela is Krishna himself. End of story. But Lord Shiva wasn't about to give up. He gets some divine advice, goes to a sacred lake, and bathes in its waters. And when he comes out, he's been transformed into the beautiful form of a gopi, one of the milkmaid devotees, all just so he could be part of this incredibly sacred, intimate pastime with Krishna. So he gets in and the dance begins. But Krishna, well, he's Krishna. He immediately senses something's a little off. He can feel another male energy in the circle.
He looks around at all the gopis, and then he spots her. A gopi who looks a little different from the rest, because she has 3 eyes. And when Krishna realizes it's Lord Shiva, he just starts laughing. He's so happy, so delighted by this incredible act of devotion. He gives Shiva a new name right then and there, Gopishwar, which means the Lord of the Gopis. And he gives him this amazing job, to be the official gatekeeper of the Rasa dance. It's a position he's said to hold in Vrindavan even today. Wow, what amazing stories, right? So how does all of this, the theology, the analogies, the stories, actually play out today? Let's take a look at how ISKCON celebrates Maha Shivaratri. The most important thing to understand is the why behind the celebration. For a Vaishnava, it's not about praying for a new car or a big house or even to go to Shiva's world. Nope. The one and only goal is to ask Lord Shiva for his blessing, a blessing to become a better, more sincere devotee of Lord Krishna. And everything they do reflects that specific goal. Yeah, they'll fast, they'll make offerings, but listen to the songs they sing. They're all about glorifying Shiva's devotion. They read the stories we just talked about, and, of course, they chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Every single action is pointed towards that one prayer to Lord Shiva. Please, help us get pure devotion to Krishna, Krishna Bhakti. So, let's pull all of this together. What's the big takeaway from looking at this festival in this very specific way? Really, what it boils down to is this. The Vaishnava way of celebrating Maha Shivaratri is a celebration of devotion itself. When they honor Lord Shiva, they're honoring the greatest devotee who ever was. And the thinking is, if you can get his mercy, well, that's the ultimate fast track on your own spiritual journey towards Krishna. And that leaves us with a really powerful idea to chew on, doesn't it? What does it truly mean when the path to God is through honoring his greatest devotee? It suggests that the highest form of worship might just be celebrating the love of a lover. It's a pretty profound thought. Thanks for diving into this with me.